Rising action, satire, setting, short story, stock character. Ooh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Ow, that hurt.
You okay?
Yeah, paper cut. Twice, same piece of paper. Honest. I cut it on the way there and now cut it when I cut it back. Okay, y'all be sure and do your bell ringers. Landon, you gonna do your bell ringer?
Yes.
You're welcome to sit on the riser with us.
I'm more comfortable back here.
Do what?
I'm more comfortable back here.
You're comfortable back there?
Yes. Be honest, boy.
Have you got your worksheets from the other day?
I don't know what happened to them.
Are they in your notebook?
Okay. Yes, I have them.
David, do you? Would you bring them so I can grade them? Put them in your.
I also found a few of my older ones.
Oh, do you? Good for you. I'm gonna staple them all together. Hang on a second. Good deal. Yay! Do you need me to sign your notebook? You sign it so your mom will know you turned in your papers?
Oh, of course.
Which color do you like better?
Anyone will do.
Okay. Tell me where to sign. Oh, okay, I've never seen this. Today's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yay. Okay, somebody read number 30 for us.
Rising action, the park, the proceeds, the climate.
All right, 31.
Satire makes fun. Well, we're gonna say
Or a person, a group, or a thing.
makes fun.
I think it or should be of.
I think you're right. It should be of. It should say, I'll use your pencil and I'll fix it.
Here you go.
Thank you. Let's fix that. This is, oh, I got an ink in here. Typo. Makes fun of a person, group, or thing. Mr. Yipya, do 32 since that had a typo.
Setting. We
All right, DeAndre, 33.
Oh, short story, a story that solves one problem.
All right. And Mr. Godwin, you wanna,
I agree with stock character, minor characters in the story.
all right, so stock character would be, let's say, if, Brandon and DeAndre were the main characters in the story, and it talks about, students in the classroom, then we would be the stock characters. We would be in the story, but we wouldn't have a name, or would not have a, particular characteristic or whatever that was talked about. Right? Everybody understand what a stock character is? Some things call it a flat character, which means a character that's mentioned but isn't developed. Okay, yesterday, get out yesterday's worksheet.
What did it look like?
It had squares on it, and it was the symbols. And here is Brandon's. I got any more, make sure, see if I need to make any copies. If you were absent yesterday, I'm gonna put this up here momentarily so you can check your answers to be sure you have yours correct. Because we're gonna work with these for a while. Now, your worksheet didn't have the symbols down the side because I used it as pre-test to see what you did and did not know. See what you remembered from class before me. And some of you did really well. Some of us not so good. And of course, some of us have had it for a lot. Some of it's brand new, so.
I think I might have left mine in my locker.
Okay. Well, you're not gonna need it, but we're gonna add to it is what we're gonna do. Now, this sheet is a sheet that's,
Pardon the interruption. Any boy that has not been to room 20 for testing, go at this time.
Like any boy or any boy?
any boy that has not been for the, how can it be boy?
Only the
boy?
8th grade boys.
Oh, is it,
Like they had 8th grade girls and boys grade. They're not doing 7th grade.
but you should be in the 8th grade, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't mean that as an insult. So why don't you go, because age-wise, you're the same age as who's being tested. So do you want to go and find out if,
I don't know.
They're gonna test them next year anyway. Because they'll be in 8th grade.
okay, well,
Even if we failed again this year,
I didn't mean to insult them.
oh no, not as an insult.
Okay, now this is an appendix from a textbook I have used for a long time. But it's kind of a one-stop shop for, where'd you put your sheet?
Oh, what are they?
Okay, I was like, what happened to it? It's kind of a one-stop shop for
Oh my god.
music symbols. You see the ones that you have on your paper from yesterday. You see there's your staff and your treble clef. You notice out beside it says G clef. And then you have your bass clef, which the other name for bass clef is F clef. You see your bar line there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You see how you see how the bar line is drawn in the staff. So there's your double bar, and I don't think your double bar was added on your, it's not on your worksheet, so you need to be sure that you know that a double bar, are you fixing yours, fixing your paper? Did you get all of them, but, let's see, do your repeat. That'll be a, staff with a double bar and the 2 dots. Because your repeat has the repeat section has the 2 dots here to the right and to the left. So it looks like a normal staff, but it'll have your double bars there. Then you see your measure. Measure is what?
5
Space.
lines of space.
What is a measure?
A measure is,
The space where?
Between lines.
I don't even know, man.
A measure has to have what? Huh? What, I'm just a measuring staff. What is a measure? Measure has to have a bar line on each side, right? To make it a measure. See how you have, we're not gonna sing, so don't panic.
Man.
But I want us to, look at this. You got one in your folder, don't you?
Is this one the choir?
Yeah, it is. It's got bunches of symbols. It's kind of rather detailed, but it'll do what needs to be done. A measure, look at your measure up here, and it's also on your sheet. A measure has it's your staff, and it has to have a bar line on each side. So your measure is what's gonna hold your notes, and it's gonna hold your counts. So if your time signature, or this sheet says meter signature, says 4 beats in a measure, then every measure is gonna have 4 beats in it. Okay? Everybody understand what a measure is? A measure is what gives you the framework to go by. So, if you look at your piece of music, you can see right at the beginning that this is in common time, or yesterday we did the C up there, and out beside on your sheet, does it have common time over there? No. So at the bottom of your paper, let's put common time and cut time on here. So on this paper, below your first and second ending, put a C there. And that is common time. And a common time is 4/4.
Where are you at?
I'm right there. Right here. I'm adding it to the bottom of this paper.
This paper looks totally
Remember
different.
yesterday, it's on the chalkboard up there where I drew it yesterday? And then the cut time looks like a cent sign. And cut time cuts both of those in half. Whoops. And that is 2/2. Right? So if your measures are numbered, everybody's measures numbered on your piece of music? I think they are. So look with me a little bit, and we're gonna find on your music what's there that's also on this symbol sheet, because this sheet, I've got, this piece of music just about has everything on it, I think. There won't be much left out. So if you look at measure number 1, now how we're gonna do the symbols is you're gonna have to label a piece of music. Just so I can give you the heads up. It won't be this one, it'll just be some random piece of music. But if you were gonna label it, make it just a little bit bigger. So, what is right here? What's that gonna be? treble clef, right? If you look underneath there, what's that one?
Treble clef.
And the next one is what?
Bass clef.
And the whole thing combined together is called what? All of those together.
Same.
Called the grand what? The grand staff, yes. This is, I wanted to show you, I'm gonna mess up this piece of music, but I'll make another one. I wanted to show you in a real piece of music what all this is and what it looks like. That's what your grand staff is like. And look, if you look at measure number 6, there's another grand staff right there. And where's the next one?
Right.
Measure number what?
12.
And there's another one in between there.
Yeah, 9.
Measure number 9. So you've got a grand staff at measure 1, measure 6, measure 9, and measure 12, right? Everybody understand that that is how you're gonna, so when I am, if, for some reason, gee, I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, I do.
Do you have my glasses on?
I have mine.
Oh. When I said I don't have my glasses on, you said I do. So I thought you had my glasses on. That's what it sounded like, didn't it? So, if you were playing the piano part, which I wish I had somebody that played,
Oh, I do.
this is it. Now, the choir part is that top staff where it says SAM. That means soprano, alto, and min. So that's what would be sung there. Sing to the Lord, come down. Hallelujah, praise His holy name. Sing to the Lord, come down. Now that's the choir part. All right. Now the choir part doesn't have anything to do with my piano part. This is my piano part at the same place. Okay? Now you didn't hear anybody sing there, did you? So, without the grand staff, my piano part is not necessarily connected to your choir part. You get it? You see how that all works together? Now, if you're in band, I meant to bring, I have an orchestra score at high school, and I meant to bring one. If you are in band, then you see, or Mr. Perham sees what looks like this. There's a staff, let me find the top of this, here it is. Here's one right here. Okay, now we go back to the top of that. If I had a ruler, I'd make this nice, big, long, straight line there. I'd draw treble clef on each one of these. And I'm going to draw 2 bass clefs down here to add, I don't know, a trombone and a tuba. How's that?
Tuba. That was huge.
That's right. That's what Morty plays. So here we go. We'll call this a tuba. And we'll call this one a trombone.
Forty's good at it.
Yep. This one will be a saxophone. Clarinet. Make this one a flute. And what's one last instrument I can put up there at the top?
Clarinet.
I got a clarinet. Let me give me another one. What's the little bitty?
Piccolo.
Piccolo. Good.
Piccolo.
Now, if we put one big gigantic. And make this out so you can see it. Still not. I'll just raise this up. Look how gigantic that one grand staff is.
Whoa.
So here would be measure 1. Assuming that my lines go all the way across there. And then, and so on. That'd be measure number 1, measure number 2, and then here would, again, would be the end of my measure. And that would be measure number 3. And all of those instruments are all playing right here. If he says, we're gonna start at measure number 1, then everybody that plays the flute, the piccolo, the flute, the clarinet, the saxophone, the trombone, and the tuba are all gonna play at the same time, right there. That's that gigantic. And the score I have at high school even has violins and viola and the bass violin and so on. It's an orchestra score, and the whole sheet is about this big, by about this big. And then it's multiple pages. Okay? So does everybody understand what a grand staff really does? It's in the function of it all. And that is really important. So let's go back here to our piece of music. So now we are at a double bar. Somebody find a double bar for me and tell me where one is. Give me a measure number. Yes, sir?
No, never mind.
A double bar doesn't always have to be the end. A double bar is a double bar. I see one on the first page.
I think I found it.
Where is it? Where is it, Raven? Right up there at the top, measure what? Between measure what and what? Larissa? Between measure 4 and 5. Now, that is a double bar for a repeat section, so look on your sheet, your appendix I gave you. See where it says the repeat section? And yesterday, remember when we talked about the repeat section? We said that if it's a true repeat section, it's going to have a set just like them, right? So here's your repeat dots to the left and your repeat dots to the right. So look at measure 5. You see the repeat dots to the left. Now, Jason, tell me where the repeat dots are that are to the right. I'll give you a hint and tell you it's on the second page. Where's your second set of repeat dots? Landon, do you have a piece of music?
Oh, no, I never got one.
I'm sorry. My fault.
Throw it out.
Got it. Here you go.
Found it.
Where is it? Jason, did you see it? Where is it? Give me a measure number. Measure 22, good. Everybody see measure 22? And if you look at the double bar at 22 and 23, you see there's a set of repeat dots that go to the left to the first section. And at the coda right there, there's a repeat dots that go towards the right, which is a whole new section. And that section right there between 22 and 26 is repeated 3 times. Starts out, it's just the guys, and then it adds the altos, and then it adds the sopranos. So that section's sung 3 times. So do you see in your second set of repeat dots to that section, where is that, Alicia? What measure number is the other half of those repeat dots? It's on the last page. I'll give you that hint. At 26 and 27. So look at your appendix page where it says first and second endings, and lay it down beside your piece of music and see if you can match up. Measure 26 and 27 looks like first and second endings there on your page where it says 1 and 2, right? Yeah, if you notice, if you look at 26 and 27, you'll see that there's even a third endings, which goes back to me saying that section will be repeated 3 times. So 1 and 2 goes under that first section, and then the third ending is in the third, is where it's marked with a 3. Let me see. Go back to the first page. Somebody give me a measure number for a sharp. Can you look at the notes and find a sharp anywhere? Taylor?
I'll pick the flat.
Okay, well, it's all in the same section. Alicia? Measure number 4, right there, there's a, what note is that? Speaking of your lines and spaces.
Oh, I see it.
It's an 8th note, what's the name of the note right there on the treble clef? Middle what?
C.
Middle C, isn't it? Middle C, and then that sharp. So, we talked about, what that's gonna do. So, here we go, that measure is right, so that adds that little bit of extra zing right there. So, what measure has a flat in it?
A flat. Well,
You don't have to look very far to find a flat. Remember, you can look at
Oh,
the
I found
piano
it.
part. What measure is that?
8.
Alright, let's see. Yes, there's a flat in measure 8. Taylor, do you find one sooner than that?
I'll find it on measure 1.
Yes, there's one in measure 1. See the flat right there in the piano part. There's also flats, where else? There's 2 of them side by side. The very beginning, what is that called? Ma'am?
Double flat.
Double flat, yep. What is this? This right here is called a key. We've talked about it before, but we're not there yet. But just so you see what it is, that is a key signature. That tells you what key you're gonna play in the whole time. Alright, a key signature. So you can add that to the bottom right of your page under Marcato. We're gonna write key signature there. Key signature is gonna tell us what notes are accidentals and the key. And that's really important. You have to know what key it is. In this case, this is in the key of B flat. So those of us that are in choir and we sing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 1. That is in the key of B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 1. That is not in B flat anymore because I moved up a half step. I'd have to go back to this one for it to be in B flat. Okay, because that piece of music says there are 2 flats. Yeah? So you, at the beginning of your music so far, you have your clef signs, your grand staff, and now what have we added?
Key signature.
And what else is the C? What is that?
A flat. It's a flat, ain't it?
Nope.
That's a common time.
That's right, common time, and common time is what?
4/4.
It is.
Nailed it.
And remember on your sheet over here, it was number 12, and it was called a meter signature. I call time signature. So we're gonna call it a time signature. Yes? Can anybody find a natural? Give me a measure number for a natural. Alexis, find a natural for me.
Yep, already found one.
Eight? Yeah. Measure 8. What note is that? Treble clef. First line note, E, E what would you call it? E what? You're gonna use your natural in the name. You're gonna use your accidental in the name. So that's an E natural when it's got a sign beside it. Now, does everybody understand that? If it does not have an accidental beside it, it would just be E. Like we've done all along. We've done E, G, B, D, F, F, A, C, E, blah, 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 blah. But now if it has an accidental beside it, it's no longer just E or F or G. It becomes E natural, F sharp, G flat. Everybody understand what happens there? Once that symbol is placed beside it, it's placed beside it for a particular reason. So when it's there for a reason, then all of a sudden it becomes part of the name. Does that add too much chaos to what you've already put together? So at this point, you can read your staff, and now when you put your accidental with it, then that gives you a clearer note name. So go to the right-hand side. We've seen the natural, the flat, the sharp. Let me see. I think this one has a DC in it. Let's see.
Oh, DC. I forgot what a DC looks like.
It's right at the beginning at the top of the page.
It's a D. Dot.
Sister Capo. They didn't use the DC on here, they used Tucoda. Let me see.
Oh.
So they didn't use it on this one, I don't think. Make sure.
They use that one thing. No, that's a rest. I'm crazy. I'm tripping.
No, you're not tripping. Let's see. They don't always use a DC. Let me see if I can find one. It's kind of an odd marking. Usually the piece of music has to go back all the way to the beginning. See if we can find one.
Hey, this is the national anthem, ain't it? Because it says, look here, boy. Read that.
What's it say?
It says, I don't know how to sing, so not.
Just read the words.
It says, amazing, no, it says, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, but now I'm found. Now I'm blind, but now I see.
But that's not the national anthem. The national anthem is So there's a lot of difference. That is from Amazing Grace, which is a hymn.
Thank the honor was to sing.
Does he? That'd be all right. Okay, DC is not on this piece of music. I'll have to find this one that. But it does say, instead of using DC down here at the bottom of the first page, you see it says Tucoda. So for some reason they didn't use the DC marking, they used a different. Okay? Chickies. So where is the DS? find the coda.
Oh, I can find coda.
Find the coda.
I found 2 coda.
All right, I found 2 coda. Now, where's the symbol itself? Landon, look on the bottom of the second page and tell me what measure number the coda is. It's between 2 measures.
Second page?
Uh-huh.
I don't really have a second page, it's just more of a flat.
Yeah, you have a second page. Yours is just flat.
You mean this?
No, the second one.
Oh,
There's, yours is gonna say,
Coda?
uh-huh. Where is the little symbol? What's it look like?
It looks like what you would, like a crosshair.
Yes, like a crosshair. It looks
Or a
like the
target.
sight. If you were a if you look through a gun sight, it looks like that. Or if you always said a periscope, it looks like if you're on a submarine, it looks like the crosshair sight in the submarine or the periscope. So there's your coda. You notice it says your coda mark on your sheet. Now, F-I-N-E looks like fine, but it's really said fine. Fine.
What?
Shouldn't that be like what I'm saying on
Fine.
TV?
Fine. Say that one more time.
Like, you know, Lady Beyonce, the singer,
Uh-huh.
it has an E on top of her E.
Right, it should like a little, they call that a cedille.
Yeah.
It could have that. But it's really, if you're speaking of it musically, it's a fine, Alexis.
So
It's in your box. In your box. So look at, I don't think this one has a sign on it, so look at my piece of music here for just a second. At the overhead, you can see at measure number, see it has a page number, and then it has a measure number in the box, so it's measure number 38, and there is the sign. And if you look on the second column, the second term and the third term, those pertain to the sign. There's the Dow Signo, which is how they mark that DS. Let me see where it is, that mark. That has to be marked somewhere.
We ain't got 38 on the paper either.
That's why I asked you to look up there.
See, she's been listening.
I had to put a different piece up there because it is the DS. On mine, if you look at the screen, on the top of page 11, you see DS Alcoda. So it tells you to go to page 8, measure 38. So we would go back to page 8. This is a guy's piece. So it goes back to page 8, measure 38.
Any
here's
8th
the
grade
sign.
girl that has not had your screening, please go to room 20.
yes.
Okay, everybody see that? Now, yesterday, what was the word I used for triplet? What word was it? Everybody remember?
Chocolate.
Yes, chocolate. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. So. He's got the giggles, doesn't he? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
So if you're doing, nothing, he just got the giggles. If you're doing a triplet, you're doing 3 beats in 2 beats. So it is chocolate, 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 chocolate. Or if you were doing 3 in 1, it is chocolate, 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 chocolate. Has 3 syllables and you leave them square. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. It's like putting a triangle inside a box.
That seems hard to
It can be, but it's really not. It's really not that. It really is putting 3 beats in the 3 becomes bigger, and you put them in the counts of 4. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4. You all keep time with me. You're gonna count to 4 and I'll count to 3. Ready? 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3. Keep going.
4, 5, 6. Oh, you said 3.
I did, Mr. Blue Key.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you just smurf?
You ready? Count. You're gonna count to 4 over and over again. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Now here I go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, you hear those kind of melodies all the time. Now go to 3. Count to 3 over and again. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Ready? Keep going. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you notice your sheet says triplet and duplet. So triplet is 3 in the space of 4, and a duplet is 2 in the space of 3. Now that's what gives us our variety. Otherwise, we wouldn't have anything to give us anything different. So if you look at your triplet, that's how you're going to be able to tell them apart. If you're just looking at this.
Nice ring.
Say it again.
Nice ring. He went to cheer.
Sorry. If you're taking it apart, if you're looking at just this, remember this. Look at the screen, please. A triplet has 3, and your duplet has 2. Everybody get that? You notice that your duplet is squared off, and your triplet is rounded with 3. It could be triplets that are 8th notes. It could be 16th note triplets. It could be. You better not be eating candy. Yesterday it was a phone. It's candy today.
Oh.
Tomorrow it's Doomsday.
It's what?
Doomsday.
Oh.
Bum 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 bum.
Hey, John.
You've been warned.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
What did you say?
She got
What did you say?
camera.
All I heard was Zoom.
It's not facing anybody.
Anything you can.
It's not
Aren't
facing
you just the smartest? I mean, you was camera
It's
right
facing
there.
So here
It's
is
like for a minute over there.
a tie. So do you see a tie any place in your piece of music? See if we can find a tie. I see a tie.
Why you keep talking? It's over with.
There's a tie on the first page.
Okay, you guys.
Somebody over exaggerates too much.
Brandon, find me a tie on the first step. Matt,
He's talking about.
find me a tie on the second step.
Can I find you one on the third step?
No, as a matter of fact, you can find me a slur. What's the difference between a tie and a slur? Put your feet down, Langdon, please. Put your shoe on. What's the difference in a tie and a slur? The tie, the note stays what? The same, and a slur, the note changes. All right, so Joseph, find me a tie. There's one right at the beginning. It's not measuring 1, but it's pretty close. Yes, measure 5. Actually, there's one before 5. Where is it? 4. And measure 4 on that B flat, D, F. So there's a tie right there. Note, you notice all 3 of those notes are tied. And then there's a tie again in measure 5, in measure 6, in measure 7, in measure 8.
I believe I found the slur.
part of the theme is using that rhythm that's just a little bit off, and where's the slurs? Slurs are a little bit harder to find.
Oh, I don't really know what this is. No, that's part of that little thing.
Let me see, the first slur I see is on the second page.
Oh, you said. You told me to find it on number 4.
I thought there was one on the first page, but there really isn't. There's so many ties that they don't use a slur on that. But I see a slur on that second page, it's right there on the screen.
Man, where does the pen come from?
That's mine.
Oh,
Do you see this, Jason? We're up there. Landon? Step please, we're up there. See the slur at blind but now I see?
Yes, ma'am.
So here's that part, that would be the slur. They want all of those notes sounded, but they want them to be sounded smoothly. So of course you would sing it better than I play it. If it wasn't gonna be slurred, it would be,
but now I see.
but the slur makes it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Gee. Let's go on. Fermata. Oh yes, there is a fermata. Where's the fermata? There's only one that I see. Tyra, where's the fermata? Measure what? What is a fermata? It looks like a bird's eye. When I was a kid, they would call it a bird's eye. Xanda? I measure 41 at the very end. So that's where they're going to hold it until somebody cuts it off.
That doesn't look like no bird's eye.
It does. It looks like a fermata, and that's all that's important.
Oh! I thought you were talking about something else.
Right? So there's your fermata.
There's a little circle at the end.
There's not a tenuto, I noticed. There is there a breath mark?
Birthmark?
Breath mark. Got. Okay. We'll pick up tomorrow where we left off. No, I'll take the song, but please keep the other hand out, and tomorrow we'll add to it. Sorry, I didn't watch my phone. No, as a matter of fact. But I have a great worksheet that goes with that. So y'all will be all set to go. And we'll
Bye, Miss Carter.
something on Friday. Bye, y'all. Love you. Thank you, girl. Easy. Bye, guys. Have a good day.